Good morning, traders. Hope everyone has a nice warm cup of coffee. Good morning, James, Bob Peterson, TT Washer, Dusty, Pablo, Robert, Tamimi, JC, Pat, Bob Smith, Greg Hunksman, Installer Pro, Backroad Bound, Who Loves Lunatic, Mr. Rodriguez, Bob Peterson, Chad Roth, Michael, Fire Medic Dave. Not much moving this morning. Hopefully we get blessed this morning with a good stock or two. Since the beginning of the week hasn't been so good for us. Good morning, Ford. Good morning, Sylvester, George, Flo, Kenneth, Stone Cold. We need some movers today. Hopefully it'll happen. Good morning, Habanero. Make sure your chart is on EXT or you won't be able to trade pre-market. We have about 30 seconds to go. Lord, we need a blessing today. Let's make it happen. Good morning, Dave, Dana, Robert. All right, let's see what we have here. If you're new here, we're watching this column. This column's been watching the stocks for the last 30 minutes. Anything that moves shows up here. Hopefully we get a volume spike right beside it as it's climbing up to the top with high percentages. So far, nothing yet this morning. Usually takes a couple minutes. Good morning, Super, Alex, Miller, Randy. Watching for any volume spikes to occur in this column. So far, pretty quiet. Well, rumor has it this is supposed to be the worst month ever. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be. Got to keep the faith. Usually takes about 5 minutes before something happens. Let's see if it's going to go this morning. Shop is moving a little bit here, not impressive, no volume. Couple of buyers here and there. We're watching this label here that shows the current candle volume and the last candle volume and the pre-market volume. We're also monitoring the overall volume, if there's more buyers or sellers in the overall volume of this stock. That is all indicated in this label. That candle is bullish. You can see it's measured by this label up here at the top. It's only watching this candle. Palantir making a move here, PLTR. Nice little run up. It's only about a dime so far. We must have played it before. I had the support and resistance levels already set. Not much profit there so far. They're having a pretty strong little run. Volume starting to build on PLTR. Other people are finding it now. We were the first to know. I saw it spiking down here before it even got a number, and it immediately had a number. Still going. If you're new to this channel, take small share size till you get used to what's going on here. Just be cautious. Don't be anxious to master it all in a day. It's not going to happen. Nice gains on Palantir. Was a good one this morning. Good job, Dana. It's only up 10%. It can go up quite a bit higher. Maybe we'll get a little pullback here and the rest of you can get in. Good job, Back Road. I didn't call it out. These two scripts did. I just saw it just like you did. I'm not the brain power anymore. The brain is up here. There's another one starting to move. Let's see what it is. Shop. It's a little bit more expensive. Let's continue to watch Palantir. We may get a pullback. We can get a small pullback. I may take a bite of it. It's a blessed day. I can feel it coming. This is the best start all week right here. A little bit higher price for some of you, but hey, a blessing's a blessing. Buy 10 shares when something like this happens. If you can't afford it, buy less. If you made $2 or $3, that's more than you'd made in the past. Still climbing. No chance of a pullback. Palantir here is in the earnings scan. Or was. Where did it go? I guess because it quit spiking, it's not there. So we saw it about in this area when it first fired. So we're looking at about a 30-cent gain, probably 30, 35 cents. Got a feeling there'll be more buyers coming into Palantir. Maybe a few profit takers in a few minutes. Or maybe just a continued run up. Just keep an eye up here. Right now it's bearish. I see Shop is on the move still. That may be all the pullback we're going to get. Might break through 1669. Back road, just take it slow. You don't have to jump from 100 to 1,000. Try 150. Try 200. Be gentle with your account. I know the anxiety gets you when you see I could have done 1,000 shares. But just go up slowly. think we're getting ready for the second run here. Or maybe not. I'm just keeping an eye on this bullish right here. And this bullish over here, and these buyers are outnumbering the sellers. But we usually get a second run. Or maybe the earnings wasn't that impressive. Let's see. I did not read it. There's that second pump. Pre-market kind of hard to judge off of indicators. That's why we're set up like we are. Not enough data there for the indicator to really read the stocks totally. Mainly because it didn't have prior volume before this run up. It was sleeping overnight. After it gets some bars behind it, some candles, your indicators will start working better. That's why I like to play price and volume. Looks like the steam run out of this one. Might be good later on. Keep an eye on it. Definitely not selling off. I do see 12,000 share seller there just went through. Did not affect the price. Good job, Dusty. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Lord, for these indicators. Palantir getting a little bit more steam here. So what's good is we're monitoring the volume of that stock, and we get an early indication that it's moving, and then other people find it, and then more people find it. So we're pretty safe getting in as soon as it fires. Looks like Shop's making another pump up here. Probably could have been one to hang on to. Not seeing much evidence of a sell-off. It's still getting buyers coming in. Good job, Back Road. Good job, Greg R. Shoulda, coulda, woulda don't count, Greg. You got your slice of the pie. Some people didn't get any of it. Long as you make something, we're happy. Just got to get rid of the trigger fear. Pull the trigger. Good morning, Coach. Well, I guess that blew the worst November we're ever going to have. Never complain about making money. The risk level goes up. The better you get at this, you'll take higher chances. There'll be a day where you say you first starting and you say, man, that's $20 I lost, and you get out. Next thing you know, about 6 or 8 months from now, you'd be happy with a $200 loss. Of course, we tried to avoid them, but your risk goes up. Because you're taking bigger chances, you're getting more confident. You are welcome, Back Road. Palantir still holding that price level. That's why this is so much different than market open. We don't have a bunch of people trying to drive it down, or it's just so much easier plays in pre-market. Once you get used to this, you'll be done every day in pre-market. You won't even care about market open. I seldom trade after 9:30 in the morning, and I probably shouldn't sit here that long, but I do it for you. And we do make money, and I do get to teach you, and I get to teach myself because I keep repeating it to myself. So it's good. It's good for all. It's a win-win situation. So I enjoy it just as much as you do. I don't feel like this is a job. I feel like it's a blessing. You're welcome, guys and gals. Back Road, I'll get you there. You just hang in there, buddy. We'll work these accounts up slowly. Get some education under your belt. Maybe one day we'll all meet in Cancun or something. Who knows? You never know where the Lord will take you. Thank you, guys. So when we have bad days, don't fret it. We just have to be patient and wait. It's never always all good. We have to jump hurdles. That's how we learn. We may get a pullback back to 1667 on Palantir. Maybe we'll get a channel to play here. Between 1667 and 99, there's not much in between there, but it's money. Maybe it'll bounce between these two lines for 10 minutes. Let's see if PGY is going to do anything here. I'm not seeing very much volume coming in. Maybe it was just a one single purchase. And yes, one single purchase will show up in bullish if there was no prior volume. So if you ever hear somebody say, my shares, I can't buy enough shares to move the price, they've never played pre-market, that's for sure. Those days are coming back, road. That's why I said just be patient. Let's give it time. You'll be trading pre-market. You'll be thinking about if you have to go to work or not. Right now, you know you have to go to work. Or maybe you're retired and you want to double your income. This is a good way to do it. Kind of like drink your coffee, relax, don't fret it. Don't get the anxiety going. Just sit here and wait. That little indicator will tell you, okay, look up here. Something's moving. So we are pulling back on Palantir. Maybe this will become support. The only thing holding us back right now is a lousy government. That's the only thing holding us back. Once we get that out of the way, if you can just hang in there for 12 more months, maybe sooner, hopefully it's sooner than later. We'll be all right. Thank you, Quay. Got to keep the spirit up, brother. You let this stuff get to you, it only makes it worse. Dwell on good things, and good things shall come. Dwell on bad things, and bad things will come. Stay positive. Turn off the news. It's only feeding you trash. I'll tell you what I recognized yesterday, and it was really, I didn't know how deep these people would go, but I'm watching. Well, actually, let me put it this way. I walked by the TV as I heard the battle in Gaza and the other country there. They're showing a video of the war, and I seen Army tank clip off of a video game inserted into that news clip. And you could tell it was a video game because it looked animated. They only showed a few seconds of it and took it out of there. And they put in just enough stuff like that to get you to really think it's happening really bad. I don't know anymore. I don't care anymore. I just look up and pray. I think it came off of one of them Army tank battle games. Andy, mine is the same as the one that's up there on Discord in current setup. I can call out the numbers. My price is 25 cents with no maximum. My volume is 10,000. And my after hours is 2%. Extended hours is checked in 1 minute. I don't change it. It's always the same. PGY. Oh, thank you, Quay. That was very kind. Don't make me cry. It's not about me. Keep that in mind. It's about us. The better us becomes, the happier I am. You guys know I love and care about you a whole bunch. I'm not going to lead you in the wrong path. If something fails, I fail with you. And I don't like failure. Andy, are you sorted by momentum? Click on momentum until they come to the top. Maybe you just haven't refreshed right, or maybe, I don't know. If we're the same, there's nothing I can do. It's dead. I'll show you mine just so you can compare. I have nothing to hide. That's my settings, 25 cents, no maximum. Volume is 10,000. After hours is 2%. Extended hours in 1 minute. It could be. We did discover that the other day. So Andy, right click on your Momo. Go to Edit Formula. And this indicator came with 5,000. It does work well with 5,000, but I moved it down to 2,000 just to bring in a little more stocks. Maybe that's the difference. Then click Apply and OK. I can't help you, brother. I don't know. Maybe they just not giving you the same data. Maybe they are giving you data before me. I don't know. Shop inching up here. Looks like it did break this level. Well, I kind of missed it. Yes, Hollywood, that was on the Momo. Right click, edit formula, change 5,000 to 2,000. One thing I am running that maybe you guys can't process is I'm running 100 shares in my display on my scan. I can run higher values than most because of the processors I'm running. Maybe because I'm scanning 100 and you're scanning 50 may be the difference. But I doubt it. Because even out of 100, only these are moving. Let's check these. Quite expensive. I won't be buying that one. Square. They don't have a rating yet, so these are probably just single purchases. Nothing to really trigger this momentum. Are you scrolled up all the way? That's a question. Good morning, Gregster. Imputed. Dutch. Never know. Maybe they're controlling who sees this or who doesn't see it. I don't know how deep they are into this. Pretty deep, from my understanding. Good morning, AC. If you're late, you missed two pretty good runs, Shop and Palantir, PLTR, and SHOP. You got to be here early. You know the old saying, the early bird gets the worm, right? I'm happy to wake up early every morning. Of course, I've always been an early bird. Now it pays me to wake up. Imputed, I have the same issues. I'm fighting heart disease, lung disease, spinal disease. I get through it. I don't ever give up. I was here 3 days after a few stents were put in. Actually, they did it on a Friday. I was back Monday. I'm not a quitter. Not going to do you any good to whine and cry and think about it. There's nothing in some cases we can do. You just have to learn to cope with it and move forward. Oh, thank you, Hollywood. Enjoy your coffee. We're in a slump right now. Let's not use slump. That doesn't sound good. We're in the pause period. It's paused right now. We're waiting. Pedro, amen. I'm 67. I was a guy that was never, ever sick. Never. Didn't even have to battle but 1 or 2 head colds in my whole life. And then all of a sudden, when 50 hit, it's like everything came crashing down slowly but surely. I was kind of ready for it. It all can't be good forever. Palantir's up here at resistance. Is it going to break through? Maybe we'll break through, turn around and come back and test this as support before the next bounce up. I'm being hopeful. It already paid us once. It'll get easier. You just participate in these live streams. It's not that difficult. I could be telling you, go look at quarterly reports, calculate their earnings. It used to be like that. Then you had to take a wild guess. Are their earnings going to be better next month? Do I get in and hold? Oh, it was awful. What's the delta number? Blah, blah, blah. Good morning, Picker. Habanero, you got that right, or that big old floppy disk? I remember when the biggest hard drive was 20 megs. You actually had to type in the .exe file to get any program to run. We're still in DOS back then. I don't know, it just broke through resistance at $16.99. Maybe pulling back down to $16.67. You can see I set these lines. We had multiple touches. When you get multiple touches, that's going to either be a support or resistance. Even down here, we've got a kick through here. It didn't hit. Came down here. Couldn't get through over here. So these are proper levels. These were in the past. Good morning, Island Man. Good morning, Jimmy. Jimmy, you missed two of them this morning. Palantir, PLTR, and SHOP, ASHOP. Both of them gave pretty good runs. Finish. I'm fixing to do that like right now. Good morning. I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I am also a ThinkScript coder. I code my own scripts, and I recently, in the last 6 months, decided to give them away and start teaching others how to use them. This one is the volume spike indicator. It's watching for any movement in volume whatsoever. You see that one right there just popped in. But it's not ticking up, so I'm not worried about it at the moment. So when a stock moves, we get an indicator here that shows what percentage the volume has moved. This indicator over here is looking back. This is our newest indicator. It's monitoring the last 30 minutes. So any stock that's gradually building up, in other words, they're slowly coming into it, but not enough to trigger this side, it's going to get a score of a low number, and the more buyers that come in, the higher the number gets. Once it really fires, you'll see these percentages kicking beside this number, and it starts climbing up the ladder to the top position. Once that happens, we quickly come over here to the candle bar volume and see that we have enough volume to get in and get out safely. And when you get a run like this, it's no issue whatsoever. This label up here that you don't see currently is going to pop in. It's watching this first candle for bullish or bearish. So if there's a lot of volume coming in, you'll see bullish pop in up here. We're always watching the spread. I got it set to 9 cents. You always want to monitor the spread so it doesn't cost you too much to buy the stock. Down here, we monitor the volume on the first candle. We look at the last candle to see if the volume is increasing or decreasing from the last candle to the current. And you can see it's increasing. Over here, I programmed a script to monitor the overall volume of this stock and to let you know if there's more buyers or more sellers in the overall volume. So to put it simple, we're watching these spikes over here when one occurs. We confirm the crossover of these two moving averages. This is the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA. These arrows will pop in to let you know these are bullish candles. So as soon as it fires, we try to get in as soon as we can and ride the wave up, and we try to be out before the peak. Because sometimes you'll get a big red candle with somebody holding a lot of shares. So if you get your piece in the middle, you're pretty safe when you do your investing. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, I'll post a link in the chat. Watch the videos on my YouTube channel, even the old ones and the new ones. The old ones still contain some good information. You probably catch this indicator video before the next one came out, because we had a lot of growth over the last 6 months. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know what kind of job I'm doing. It also keeps me informed of what kind of a job I'm doing. In the description of each video is a link to our Discord. That's where you'll find all of these files. You'll find that's where everybody hangs out. That's where you'll find my scans and my older scripts. That's where you'll find support. Join our Discord channel. Make sure you accept the disclaimer. If you don't, you won't see any channels. When you accept the disclaimer, you become a member and everything kicks in. Head on over to the how-to videos and watch videos 8 and 9, especially if you're not familiar with how to install scripts and indicators and labels. If you're not familiar with Discord, watch video 9. It'll give you a brief introduction to Discord. Once you get these installed, if you have any trouble, visit our support department. Leave me a message. If I can't get to you, somebody will. You'll find these files over in Current Setup. There's steps 1 through 4, and that'll give you this indicator. Comes with all of this stuff up here. You'll have one step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4 in Current Setup. When you install the Momo scanner, make sure you read the instructions on the Current Setup page. It tells you to right-click on the name. Make sure to check this extended hours box, or it's not going to perform efficiently for you. Visit our other channels, the Trading Floor, where we have Gregster and River Place Dad posting stocks that they do due diligence on. They post some pretty good stocks. I've been there. I hang out with them as well. Also visit our options trader, where we have It's Me Bob. He's pretty good at options. He gives pointers throughout the day and occasionally holds a live stream when he has enough participants to take you a little bit deeper into options. I hope you're enjoying this morning's session. Never a trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed, and it could cost you money. Make sure you get set up on your own computer, your own real-time data, and do trading on your own computer, not my live stream. Appreciate you joining us this morning as we sit and enjoy our coffee and wait for the next play. Good morning, Dupree. Good morning, Gio. You're late getting here this morning. We caught this run on PLTR. You could have caught it too had you been here a little bit earlier. Try to be here at 5 minutes to 6 Central Time, because the plays usually happen just a few minutes after 6 and you need to be up and ready. Not starting your computer at 6. That don't work. We also had shop run up. We caught this run as well right here. We had a pretty early indication on both of them. Hit the like button for me if you haven't done so. I'm not charging you. Do me that little bitty favor. Let YouTube know that you like what you see. It helps me to earn a little bit on YouTube. Pays me for my time teaching you. Believe me, I get paid like a teacher. It's not very much. Still building the channel. Join us, build it with us. Let's help people make money. We don't have to teach them hardly anything but how not to go look for stocks, how not to do homework the night before. We sit here and let the stocks come to us. We don't have to go looking for them. We had a little bump up right here on AWRE. Not enough to really trigger a spike. Could be a single purchase. Bumping up a little bit more. It's only paying pennies. It's not going to pay out like PLTR and shop. It's gradually building. I don't think the people are very impressed of what's causing this, or they would all be jumping on board and this current volume candle would be flying, and it's not. So we don't jump in on low volume and one green candle that's not moving. Keep that in mind. We want to see this number flying, really pumping in the volume. That tells you the buyers are there. I don't use candle bars. They don't give me this information. So you're not going to see volume bars sticking up out of my screen. I only need numbers. I play numbers and only numbers. These indicators are just confirmation of these numbers. These arrows are just confirmation of these numbers. These indicators are also tied into this volume spike. This one is tied into this volume spike. These labels are tied into that volume spike. They're all working together to give you a better decision to buy or sell. Picker, you're not the only one. There's another one that doesn't have the same stocks either. I can't control it. I know you guys are set up because I helped you. I can't control the data that you're getting. That's on the ThinkorSwim side. Maybe you're not sorted by Momo. Double click this Momo or click it till these numbers come up to the top. There's no sense in reloading. I know we set you up correctly. See, we're getting a little bit more active here. Let's take a look and see what's happening. IONQ at 1088. Shop is trying to make another move up. Maybe just a bounce. Don't get in there too quick. Shop is holding its price. Might be good one to keep an eye on. So over in TOS scans on Discord, I just put a snapshot of my pre-market settings. If you want to go compare, it's at the bottom of TOS scans. TT, that has nothing to do with what shows up on the screen. Only thing you're doing with those settings is you're telling it, I don't want to see any stocks unless they are 1%, and 1% would be 100 on each one. 200 would be 2%. When we put it on 0, we're catching any movement. It's below the 0 level here, you can see. So anything above 0 is going to show up. This has absolutely nothing to do with what stocks are shown in your pre-market scan. CPNG, a little bullish signal here. Looking at the volume, we do not have the volume to support getting in. We are becoming a little bit more active. Our list is getting longer. IONQ showed up earlier. Good morning, Tony. Yeah, I'll be glad when this transitioning is done. I still haven't switched over. JOBY making small gains. The volume is not there. It's like they're hoping something happens, but you know, it can grow slowly all the way up to $1. Who knows? The point is, we know they're moving. Here's Uber making a green candle. Doesn't have the volume to support getting in. You can tell that just by watching these numbers. If the numbers aren't growing and increasing, then it's not going up. Uber starting to gain a little bit here. CLLS, this was a play yesterday that never ever matured. I think it happened before our pre-market opened. And then nothing happened. And that's if my memory's serving me right. I think that's what took place. Tesla making a little bump here. Tesla probably recovering from the pullback it had previously. Actually, it's not. Let's take a look at PLTR just in case something comes out of that conference call. This is an indication of the conference call right here, if you didn't know that. This little icons mean something. This was the earnings release. You can also see them in the watch list over here. You don't click them, you just put your mouse over one. Well, I guess you have to click them on this side. But over here, you just have to touch them, at least I do. Tesla's still making the little run up. We were notified right here in this zone. Tesla's starting to move. These indicators are on top of it. John, if it's already installed, just right-click on the name, go to Edit Formula, and change these two numbers to 0.0. That's all you have to do. You don't reload it. You just change this to 0.0 in the code. You're not going to mess it up. 0.0. Looks like PLTR fell off of my chart. Let's go back to it. Andy, I put a picture of my settings over in TOS scans at the bottom. You can go compare. Looks like the SPY is rising in pre-market. Just like yesterday, it'll probably crash after market opens. That seems to be what they're doing to us every day. They wait for market open and then they bring it all down. Andy, I'll have to deal with that later. I'm trying to trade. I don't intend this live stream to be a support channel. You have to post your questions over in support. I'll have to deal with you after the live stream. I can't do anything different. If yours is the same as mine, I'm not hiding anything. Those are the settings in that image. There's nothing within the after hours that you can't see. It's 2%. Extended hours is checked, and 1 minute. I didn't create that script. I can't even get to the code of that script. I can only change the settings that you see. The SPY is also going up. No action currently happening. All we do is sit and wait, drink your coffee, enjoy your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. If you haven't hit the like button on the live stream, do me a favor, click that little button, let YouTube know that you like what you see. Thank you, OT. I'd like it even more if we had a bunch of green ones up there. Doesn't look like PLTR conference call is going to help any. It was nice to see some higher priced stocks in our pre-market this morning. They were a lot smoother climb up, don't you agree? Wasn't like a nickel or a dime in fear of a red candle. It was green runs. That's what happens when you can get into the money a little bit. Try to stay up around $10, 10 to 20. I do 5 to 50. Let's get a little bit closer look at PLTR here. I see little bitty movements, little bounces in that candle. I see Joby spiking a little bit here. Not enough volume to support getting in. The run was from back here at market open. Made a little dip. I think we saw it earlier. I probably clicked on it. And it was just barely clicking in this area when I clicked on it. So not real strong on that one. It is at the top of the list, but no volume to support it. So I know some of you guys been trading for quite some time before you even found this channel. And now that you've been using these two indicators, do you feel more comfortable in your trade? Do you have more confidence? Are you not as stressed as you used to be? I'd like to know those answers. I know it's helped me out a lot. I used to be just like you. Don't forget that. I was a learner at one time. And to be truthful with you, I'm still learning. I never quit learning. Kind of takes the pressure off of trading, makes it fun again. Now I'm actually anxious to see these numbers pop up. Well, looky here. Thank you guys for your comments. We actually had no direction before these two indicators. It was like, okay, it's moving, and the next question was, will it continue? We didn't know that until these two indicators were born. And then when you first get here, even I was skeptical when I put these two together. When I put them side by side, I was still skeptical. Like, is this real? Is it really going to be this easy? Don't take that wrong, because sometimes it still can be difficult. But it has helped me even tremendously. I only have one thing to say about all of it. Thank you, Lord. Our rewards are great. Yours are as well. Joby making a little pop. Not enough volume, though. You are welcome comes to mind. Dana, I agree. There's still a learning curve here. The first one is believing. Believing that these actually work. I don't have to prove them to you. They prove themselves. That's the best part about it. I don't have to tell you, oh, go change these settings so that it looks like it's working. That's what a lot of indicator people do. I let them do all the work, all of the demo. They show what they can do. I don't have to say, you got to believe me. Believe in yourself. Believe in the indicator. Trust yourself. Trust the indicator. Keep watching until you get that underneath you. You gotta know this stuff. Thank you, Dusty. The whole thing is don't ever lose focus up here because things can happen fast. Just like I didn't think anything was going to fire when pre-market opened, and then about 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes later, 2 of them hit. Brendan, I canceled my subscription 6 months ago. $800 a month I saved. I mean, $800 a year. Let me correct that. I won't call them out. You probably know who it is. It's the one that calls out one stock at a time too late. Plus, we get multiple choice, not one at a time. Yeah, them scanner services, you kind of get thrown a stock and you just get thrown a stock. Over here, you can look inside that one candle and see what's happening with these scanners. They're actually not scanners. They're not scanning anything. They're tracking is what they're doing. They're tracking volume movement. And all of you know why they move. They move because there's buyers and sellers. That's the only reason they move. Buyers and sellers. We just need enough of them participating to join them. Johnny, you don't really have to watch a video on the pre-market scanner. You just install it. That's it. The settings are going to be just like mine. I've already confirmed that over and over. I never changed the settings. I actually installed the script from Discord, and it's the very same one. Earlier, I put an image in TOS scans down at the bottom of my settings if you want to go verify. So JC called the top on PLTR. I guess that's where it's going to stay for now. Might move again at market open. If you ever miss something, just watch the chat. JC stays on top of everything, and I really appreciate him doing a great job with that. Sometimes I think he wish he could scream at me and say, look, it's moving, look. But I get tied up in conversation, tied up in chat, tied up with support. PLTR is moving again. Conference call must have ended well. See, Dana's paying attention. He called it out before I even clicked on it. It's moving. I love it. It'll pull back here on PLTR. This may be a pullback play. We'll mark it out and see what happens. Right now, this is resistance. We can catch a bottom. It's already came down to half of this candle. That's where I like to see them. So pay attention to your pullbacks. Notice how far back they pull. They usually pull back 50% of the previous candle. So you can pretty much throw that line there, but not really, but it's pretty accurate to make that call. So now we're breaking through again for a second pump. So we bounced off of here, back up to here. Now the question is, will it break through resistance and continue? But if you're able to call this 50% mark on this previous candle and you got in here, you're already in profit. So now you're waiting to see if you're going to get more. And you just did if you got in down here. So if you lose confidence or you see a red candle, you could get out anytime. But don't fear that little pullback that you just saw. Give it time to play out. Even if you broke even, you gave it another shot. Because sometimes these things can run up even higher than the previous run. Good morning, Dippy. So it's weakening now. So if you got in here, I would consider maybe taking that little bit more. And you may miss the next run up, but it's okay because you got it up here. PLTR still climbing. It's not as strong as it was. We did have a second opportunity. Still going. PLTR could do the slow climb for quite some time. More and more people find it as it's rising. A lot lower volume than I like, but we all knew it was strong from this morning. So that second run probably wouldn't have been much anxiety in it. You pretty much know more people are coming in. And we've been occasionally spiking bullish up here. This could have been somebody dropped a bunch of shares to sell, but they were immediately bought up. When you have a tail on the bottom, that means this candle was green or red down to here. And then the buyers came in and drove it back up to here. But when they spike down and jump right back up, that means somebody sold a bunch of shares, but there was enough buy orders pending to absorb it. So it just bounces right back up. Raphael, I haven't never traded Forex or futures. I stick to one thing. I like trading stocks. This is me right here on the screen. I've tried options a long time ago. They're probably much easier now. I've been considering getting back into them, but I don't know. I'm still happy with what I have. But I try to focus on one thing and perfect it. PLTR still climbing. I did say it was going to probably go slow and continue. Must have been pretty solid earnings and pretty solid conference call afterwards. Andy, that's what the rumor is, but I kind of don't believe that. But I can tell you this, it has worked on me a bit. That's why I don't put a pending order for when it reaches a certain price. Because I know if there's a pending order, they see those orders. And maybe that could happen because there's so many orders. So they could see a bunch of short orders down here and spike down and snatch them before they run up. It can happen, I guess, but I don't think it's that crooked. I really don't. In this instance, I think somebody just dropped a bunch of shares. They probably rode this run up, sold out, but there was enough pending buy orders to absorb it. Looking green up here, NVO, $100 stock. Volume's not there to support it. That one doesn't look good. What's good about PLTRs, there's a lot of people don't trade pre-market because they don't know how, or they've had a bad experience with pre-market in the past. But with PLTR, with it performing like it did in pre-market, at market open, it may really take off. And even if the halt's in play, we're looking at a $1.70 gain before that halt would come into play. So it might be a good play to watch at market open to see which direction it's going to head. I'm watching PBLA down here in the all stock scan. It is down here. Was kind of hoping to see 10, 15, 20 in the volume spike. It's kind of just bouncing around a little bit. It may jump from this scan up to this one if it has enough strength. Pedro, it's actually individual investors. Every now and then, if you see a big spike, that may be an institutional buyer, but they usually happen prior to us knowing. We must have traded PLTR in the past. I have all these indicators down here, these support and resistance level. I see another resistance level coming up here on the top of my screen. We could run up to here, about 20 cents before we hit the next resistance level. I probably did buy it in the past. Looks like we are going to head up to that next resistance level. Thank you, James. Good morning, Marilyn. So if you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I am also a ThinkScript coder. I write my own scripts and decided to give them away about 6 months ago, get everybody on their feet. Everybody was struggling. Kind of makes things a lot simpler for day trading. Scalping for profits is my game. I make it easy to do with these two indicators. This one is monitoring the volume if it's spiking up or down. This is our first indication that something is moving. This column over here monitors the stocks for 30 minutes back. So if the stock is barely trading and the buyers are gradually coming in, it's going to give the stock a score, a low score, and the more buyers come in, you'll see a volume spike kick in if they really come in, and this stock will start climbing to the top. Sometimes they just take off at the top, and that's what you have to watch for. When that happens, we look over here at the current volume bar to make sure we have enough volume to get in and out safely. We monitor this pullback strategy I created over here. It consists of the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA. Once we get a spike over here, we confirm the crossover of these two moving averages. We see these white arrows, or whatever color arrows you have on your indicator, coming in to let us know there's volume increases in these candles. We have a label up here that says bullish or bearish that's monitoring the current candle when it has enough volume. It lets you know if that candle's still bullish or bearish. Down here, I added a script to the total volume of this stock. It's monitoring all of the volume to let you know if there's more buyers or more sellers in the current volume. You put all this together and you see a spike and you see a crossover and you see arrows and green, that all adds up to dollars. Never trade off my screen. Sometimes it's delayed. I don't want you to lose any money. Make sure you get set up on your own computer and trade off of it. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, this is the link in the chat box. Join it. Watch the videos. Watch the old ones and the new ones. They all contain valuable information. You can actually watch the growth before we had these indicators. Like the videos, subscribe to YouTube, comment on the videos, let YouTube know what kind of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. In the description of each video is a link to our Discord, and I try to keep that link refreshed every week. Sometimes it expires. So join our Discord. Head over to the disclaimer and accept the disclaimer, and all the channels will pop in. Then head over to how-to videos and watch videos 8 and 9. Video 8 describes how to install these scripts, labels, and indicators. Video 9 is a brief description of how Discord works, where to find people, where to find the channels, where to find the scripts and the scans. We also have a member share area where other members share their ideas. Visit our trading floor where Gregster and River Place Dad are doing their due diligence on stocks. They post some pretty good stocks in there. I actually join them. I hang out there for a little bit and then travel on. Also visit our options traders where It's Me Bob is our options leader over there. He gives pointers on options, and every now and then he holds a live stream when he has enough participants to take you a little bit deeper into options. He does a good job at it. If you need more education on it, you may want to talk to him. We have other channels, futures and large cap stocks. You may want to talk to them, investors. We're building one big community of people helping people, traders helping traders, professionals helping beginners. Come and join us in on the fun. Meet us here every morning for these live streams from 6 a.m. to 9:30 Central Standard Time. You'll learn how to work these indicators. If you've been following the chat, you can tell they work just by what the subscribers and the commenters are saying. I appreciate you joining us this morning. At 8 o'clock, I'll be taking a 10-minute break. As you can see, we are slowing down. Once I return, about 8:25, we'll set up for market open. And we'll try to grab a few more dollars. We'll probably be watching PLTR at the open. Thank you for joining us this morning as we sit and wait on the next play. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a 10-minute break here. You can continue to watch the scans. Because you know, every time I leave, I come back and I missed one, but that's just the way it goes. I shall return shortly. All right, I am back. Luckily, this time I don't think I missed anything. Thank you, Jeremy, for that comment. It's much appreciated. So if they're going to pump something up prior to market open, it should be happening in the next few minutes. Maybe they're going to drive PLTR back up because it keeps popping in and out of the upper chart. Let's keep an eye on it. See if they jack it up before market open. Just be careful because when it gets close to market open, they may all sell off. You are welcome, Frank. Glad to have you on board with us. We are in that silent moment, waiting on the market to open. In about 7 minutes, we'll change over to the market open setup. The only thing I'm going to do is move this scan up to here. And I'll select another scan for this one. That's all the changes we are going to make. So right now we're just waiting to see if something starts spiking like PLTR, if they start coming in to pump it up prior to market open. That's what I'm waiting on. They may not do it, but they might. It's a pretty regular thing to happen. Yeah, you can watch both of them, SHOP and PLTR. Don't really have to chart both of them. If they're going to move, they'll pop back up here in this pre-market scan. Or they'll show back up here in the all stocks once we switch over to market open. Good morning, TJ. If I didn't tell you, I don't remember if I did or not. SHOP just jumped up here in the list. So they're going to pump SHOP up before market open. Almost $1 gain already. But be careful of the sell-off. They're going to take them profits before market opens when you see this. Thanks for calling that out, James. You were on it before it happened. You had that gut feeling. TJ, is it one of my scripts you're having issues with? TJ, I really don't do work on personal scripts. I'm already tied up so much in my time. I don't almost have a life. I'm trying to ease some of the pain. I have so many support questions and referrals, and can you help me with this? I just can't take on personal work at the moment. But I'll truly support you if it's one of my scripts. Good morning, Francisco. TJ, I hear a lot of people talking about OpenAI. You may want to go paste that code and just ask it what's wrong. That may help you. I don't know how accurate AI is. Some people say it works. I guess you have to figure out how to make it work. About 2 minutes, we'll change over to market open. Good to see Palantir pulling back here. It's not really selling off. It's just anticipation that the market may open lower. So they're slowly taking profits. They may be taking half their profits, letting the other half ride for market open. That's fine with me. It lets us get in a little bit cheaper if it does take off at market open. It could run right back up to that 1782 level. About a 50-cent gain. Yeah, the SPY is coming down a bit. It seems to be normal for market open for this week. All right, let's go ahead and change our scan over. I'm going to move the all stock scan up here. Down here, let's see what I'm going to put today. I just like jumping around. I'm going to try the price crossing above the 34 moving average. I don't have the 34 up here. But I play that one moving average pretty often. It crosses above the 34 EMA. It's a good opportunity to get in. Just a different strategy I've used throughout the years. Nothing special like this. Robert, I just have a different strategy. It's only the 34 moving average, the EMA on a chart. And I play the price crossing over it or below it. If you do that, just put a 34 EMA on your chart and just watch it for a week or so and watch how stocks respond to it. So be careful at market open. This column is going to get really volatile. You're going to see reds and greens, and you're not going to know which one is which. I like to focus on these top 2 or 3, maybe 4 up here, and forget about all the other noise. Try to make a good decision, see which one I want to buy in these top 2 or 3. Looks like PLTR's turning direction now. We did get a bullish arrow in there, right there. Of course, it faded away the moment I said that. Got less than a minute to go. Good luck to everyone. Be careful. I probably won't be buying this first green candle. I will wait for the pullback and play the second run up. I don't want to get caught in the big red one that's right behind that green one. We'll see how it goes. We will be watching PLTR at the open, so if you want to watch something else, that's going to be on you. And good luck. Possible $1.70 gain if you considered the halt factor. Not seeing PLTR up here yet. Not seeing a lot of buyers coming in. There's that bounce. We're right back up to that 1782 level, just like I said. And we're breaking through. Hopefully we'll get a pullback back down to this 1782. So there's the pullback. I'm going to leave this level here. It's a little high, but we did pull back pretty strong, more than 50% of that candle. It all depends on where we close. So right there is where that candle closed. Now we'll probably run up from there. There we go. Right back up to the top. Maybe more to come. I would be happy with that. There's that other little kick. That's how you play a pullback strategy. You see me do that over and over and over every morning when that play comes up. So you would have been out up here. International trucking, I wouldn't take it that far, but I don't see nothing special in me because I've been doing it so long. It's special to those who didn't know. Look at that bump, would you? Now we're up to the levels that were priorly set. Look at it run. But in reality, in day trading, you'd have probably taken your profits right here. We don't care about what we missed as long as what we played out, the strategy we had planned, worked. I love this pullback setup just as much as I love these two indicators over here. So you can see that pullback was about 50% of that candle, that previous candle. It did pull down below it at first, but it closed up here near 50% before the run up. Would I chance it here? Probably not. But it could still do the same thing. It can repeat between these two areas, between support and resistance. I don't think it will. The SPY is moving up, so there is a chance that it could. But the money was in this candle right here, was in the pullback play. Nice green up here today. Since that one's over, well, I done hit the wrong button. Let me get back. There we go. So that one has pulled back. That's not too confident in that one. That's a very cheap stock. Volume is now fading in and out. You can see the indicator here. Volume spike is going, less spikes in it. Run making a run. It was probably down here lost in the volatility of the market open. You can't catch them all. That's why I like to play the pre-market mover at open, because trying to find something in this mess is really hard. Definitely a green day right now. The SPY is rising. And just like that, all the volume fades. We can just go down the list, see if there's anything worth looking at. There's Piton. It did make a move, a 20-cent move. PLTR was much greater. Lyft is kind of going up a little. What you want to look for now is pullbacks. So by scrolling down the list, that might have been a pullback. Looks like the pullback was down here. I've always said I like the second run better. It's usually more than the first run. So we missed the second run already. The possibility of a third run is slim. Not very much money in CCL. I'm looking at the numbers over here, 1187 to 1191, about a nickel per candle. It could add up to something. There goes the pop. This was the first pullback. Could have played it. I wasn't fast enough. You can see this playback strategy set up all the time. But I missed that one. John, I'm marking them out. All I'm marking is the reversals of price. As the stock is developing, I'm marking highs and lows. I try to catch this first pullback. This would be the high at that time. I like to see it pull back quite a bit, actually as much as possible. Then I'll mark that low. And this would be your entry for the next run up. You want to try to catch that first pullback and catch the second run. You don't know how to get this line on your mouse, you just hit your drawing tools. Go to drawing tools, and it's this second one here with the dollar sign and the line under it. And you have to right click on the line and go to properties and select extend left and extend right if it's not selected. Then just mark out your reversals, your highs and your lows, and mark them out as it's developing, and you'll find these pullback strategies. You can use your up and down arrows on your mouse to get through this list faster. Just click the top one and start hitting that down arrow quickly and try to find the next play. So that was a 15-cent gain. Probably couldn't have caught it all, maybe 12, maybe 10. But it's still money in the bank. RUN is still running. It's living up to its name. Looks like it's now weakening. mRNA, higher price stock. You can see that first pullback right here. You would have marked this high, marked the close of this candle. This would be your entry. This was the first pullback on open right here. I don't like to play pullbacks on penny cheaper stocks. They don't work so well there. You get up into the money, $10 stocks, $8 stocks, $15 stocks. It works very well. LCID making nice run. That would have not have been a play. There was a pullback here, gapped up at open, pulled back, then ran up. That second run, you see how much bigger it is than that first. So after you've made your first play at market open, like this morning on PLTR, you quickly run through this list when you're done with that play and try to find you another one. It's kind of hard to do, I will admit that. But there is other opportunities in this list. Francisco, it's not up there. But all you have to do is put the EMA on your chart. Jay, that's correct. I wait on the resist. If it runs into resistance, then I wait on it to come pull back down. I wait for that candle to close before I set the support level. So you kind of have to set the support level at the same time you're trying to make a decision to get in, because that lower support level is also going to be your entry. I kind of like to wait and confirm that it's going to break. So if I set that level here, I'm still not seeing this candle yet, but I'm seeing this red one. But the moment I see this green one exceed the height of this previous candle, I know that it's going to run. So we do this pullback every morning we get a chance to. So it's good to attend these live streams and watch me do it over and over. And you'll see exactly what I'm doing. I usually call it out pretty good to where you understand it. Just like I did on PLTR this morning, they're all basically the same. You type EXP and you will see exponential moving average. Then you move it over and hit the little gear icon and type in 34. I'll put it up there later. I don't have time right now to do it. So if you want to catch it later for tomorrow's play, or actually for today's day trading session, you can watch how prices react when they cross to 34. I'll go ahead and add it to this chart, but don't think it's part of this play, part of this setup, because it's not. And I'll take it off soon. Soon you just change this number to 34. I like to make it orange in 2. That way it really stands out to me. This is the 34. So if you trade a stock and the price is above the 34, you can see the angle of this 34. It's telling you it's trending up. You just have to watch where you want to get out, because you can't wait on the 34 to go down. I usually wait on the price to break below the previous candle and I'm out. You can see this stock, it doesn't have much volume, so it's not really going to happen, but it's hanging around the 34. I don't like to confuse it with this setup because you really don't need it, as demonstrated this morning. NKLA, this stock has been trying to do something for a couple months. It kind of seems to stay in that dollar range. Maybe one day it'll grow up to be a bigger stock. It does get a lot of activity. Yes, it does, Jimmy. If you have a high spread and you're trying to sell, you're going to lose that money as well. So if this candle's up here and you click sell and there's a 20-cent spread, you're going to sell down here somewhere. Very important you keep an eye on this spread, keep it low as possible. Now, if it's a 10 or 15-cent spread and you're expecting $1, there's probably a good reason to take that chance and pay for that trade. But you'll still make about 75 cents, 80 cents off of it if you anticipate $1 gain. So if this spread is 20 cents and I'm buying 1,000 shares and I click that button, I'm instantly 200 in the hole that I have to make up. You don't want to be in that situation. Well, looked like my ThinkorSwim went down there for a minute. What's going on here? It was only ThinkorSwim. It was not my internet connection. We blacked out. That means I won't be making another trade. I can't afford that to happen if I'm in there heavy. I don't like bugs in my system. CHWY. This is the 34 crossover, and it crossed over to 34 on this candle. And these two moving averages just crossed over to 34. Pretty low volume, not a good play in my opinion. The SPY is kind of running flat. It did make a bump up at open, pulled back a little. Now it's channeling. We are getting some movement out of that stock. I'll put this scan up there for y'all when this session is over. This scan's looking for price crossing over to 34. And just add the 34x potential to your chart. And every time this scan refreshes, check them out. Make sure you got enough volume in there to make it worth the trade. It's all about numbers. It's really not about indicators. It's about price action and numbers. Finding out where the buyers are if you're going long, or finding out where the sellers are if you're going short. That's really all you need to focus on. Price action, volume, pullbacks, done. I don't think there's actually a number. I'd like to see volume flow. Like I want to see this number rapidly moving. Not a certain number, it's an action. Coming up on that 9 o'clock hour, things are dying like they've been doing for a year. Volume is falling off. The SPY is moving up a little. So what we're missing in this market is the all-day volume. When things are good, stocks are swinging up and down, you have volume all day long you can play. In this market, our volume has been dying. People sit on their hands. They don't want to spend their money. They don't want to risk it. So after market open, it's pretty much play the open and it's over. Well, wake up when I do and come play pre-market and forget about all the negativity after market open. One trade is all you need. One good trade, just buy enough shares. When you're confident, sell the farm. Jump in, jump out, done. I don't suggest new players do that. Once you learn, Throw some money at it if you're confident. Be done before breakfast is served. So I know many of you were confident with PLTR and SHOP this morning. Once you feel really comfortable with this setup, just think if you would have threw 1,000 or 2,000 shares at that. I know it sounds good. And I know some of you can't do it. But that's where you need to bring yourself up to that level where you're that confident. Best way to do it is build slow. 20 shares, 50 shares, 100 shares, 150 shares. Build your confidence. See you later, Dusty. Thank you for joining us this morning. Bro, Joe, just take it slow. You'll get there, brother. Cheaper penny stock, up about a nickel. God bless you too. So when you come here some mornings and nothing's happening, nothing's working, don't get depressed. Just there's going to be another day. That's where you make up for the day that nothing happened. Don't let it depress you. It's just trading. It's going to happen. You're going to suffer losses. You're going to suffer gains. Well, suffer gains is the wrong word, but you're going to get gains. You're going to suffer losses. But that's trading. Just cut them short if you were wrong. Or if you were right, but the stock didn't cooperate, get out. Don't wait for hundreds of dollars lost. Get out. It may pull back a little bit when you get in, but if it's not cooperating, get out as fast as you can. Sometimes I suffer $200 losses. I've even had some $800 losses. Got stuck in the halt when that 800 happened, and I knew to get out before the halt, and I didn't. My error. But I made it up in just a couple of days. Mara. Good stock to watch, good stock to play every day. It's been moving from that $7 to that $10 range. So you can see Mara yesterday made it all the way down to 856, up to $9. Kind of gapping up this morning. I'm on a 15-minute chart just to show you the bigger picture. Looks good on a 5-minute chart. So here you would mark out this high, you would mark out this low, you would wait for that green candle and pull the trigger. So this is pretty much the peak of Mara. It's been running around $10. That's pretty close to $10, $9.80. I don't know if it will break $10. It hasn't in a while. So we may start downtrending on Mara. You study this stock, you can play it over and over again. Look at it on a weekly chart. Plot out the highs and the lows on a weekly, then bring it over to a daily. See if those levels are accurate. And start playing the levels. You may even want to mark out the weekly and the daily levels. Find that sweet spot that works for you. That's what it's all about. You still have to worry about a halt. I don't worry about a stop loss. My mouse is my stop loss. I'm in and I'm out if I'm wrong. I don't have time to set all of these stop losses and buy here, and it's all in the eyeballs in the indicator, these indicators. And marking out those pullbacks. You know, if it's already sold off some here, the chance of it selling off after you get in is going to be rare, because it's already sold off to this level before it rises again. Most people would have gave up prior to this strategy. Oh, it's over. I'm done with it. I'm going on to the next one. They look back at it and then they see this. Never give up on a falling stock. That's my theory. Don't know if y'all remember Redbox when they had a stock symbol. One day they announced they were not going to be around much longer, or their earnings was ridiculously low, and that stock dropped so hard. I don't remember the actual price, but I think it dropped 60% of its price. And I caught the bottom for a $5 run up. And when it dropped, I think it went all the way down to like $1.50 in that area, maybe $2. Right back up to 7 or 8. Don't think they're around anymore. So sometimes bad news is good profit. Tomorrow is doing what I said it's going to do. It got up here around that $10. It'll probably trickle down the rest of the day. Might have a couple of bump ups on the way down. Not a lot of people trading this stock. The volume is going to be lower than a very volatile stock, so the plays are pretty easy. You can be confident in them. Kind of like a lot of people play it like I do. They just wait on the next level. So I hope you guys enjoyed this morning's session. I'm sure you did. You saw how this stuff can react, how good it can respond, how quick the notifications are, how confident you can be in your trade. Few of you made quite a few dollars. Some of you made a little bit of money. That's fine as long as you make some money and learn. It was a great morning session. We haven't had one of those in a while. Was glad to see it happen. It's okay to lose a little. Just look back at what you did wrong. Did you get in late? That's usually the case, is you waited too long to get in. Or maybe the stock just didn't work out as planned. Everything was set up correctly and it didn't play out. That can happen. But that's all part of trading. Might not even be your mistake. Could have been a big seller sitting out there waiting for that stock to pop up right when you got in. You are welcome, Flo. You are sharing it with me, Flo. I watch you every day. You know what's going on. You know what I'm doing. I can see that in your chats. You're welcome, Walter, John, Bill. Let's see what Bill has here. Bill, I watch all indicators all the time. So if this is a pullback, I'm also noticing if that bullish signal comes back in here. If this is a bullish candle, I'm watching for this bullish to kick in. I'm watching for these buyers. I'm watching this entire setup before I click buy. If everything lines up, there's no reason not to click the button. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. You have a blessed day as well. So for instance, here, I wouldn't buy into this because I'm not seeing a spike. I'm not seeing a bullish indicator. I'm not seeing the buyers outnumbering the sellers. So this is not a pullback entry. The volume's already died. We're probably creating a lower high here. You're welcome, JC. I wait on that green candle, Bill. Yes, I do. But I'm also watching volume spikes. But that is what determines me clicking the trigger, is that next candle after that red one gets taller than the red one and volume kicks in. You're welcome. So which trading session did you enjoy more, pre-market or market open? That's a question to all of you. I already know what you're going to say, but you can confirm it. That's exactly what I thought you were thinking. A lot less volatility, a lot more buyers on board. You'll get there, Picker. Just give it time. One day you'll say, it was me making this difficult. I tell myself that all the time because I always overthink things. PLTR did perform for us after market open, but everybody still picked pre-market. So we got several plays off of PLTR. Thank you, Jimmy. So I got about 8 minutes left to go, and I'll be signing off in this live stream, and I know y'all will be here tomorrow, right? I know you will. Each day is a new day. We may or may not get a play tomorrow. Say your prayers tonight, we might. I did feel good about this morning. Got to keep the confidence level high. Get rid of the negative thoughts. You just bring more negativity if you think negative. Isn't that wonderful, JC? You called that one out right from the start. Good job, Danish. Now turn off the computer and save it. Don't lose it the rest of the day. I bet you can relate to that, can't you? I'm up $2,000. I got plenty money to play with today, and you end up at the end of the day with only half of it. MY. I'll see you at 5:45 a.m. And you have a blessed day as well. See you later, Jimmy. Thank you for that comment, Mr. Rodriguez. SPY is bumping up a little bit. CLLS is trying to bump up a little bit. It's up 20 cents on that previous gap up right here. It's not a gap up, but the previous candles. Market's kind of dead right now. That's why I like my pre-market hours from 6 o'clock to 9:30 and done. Go do something with the wife. Go have lunch. I need to take a motorcycle ride. This weekend is the Galveston bike rally if you're near the area. There'll be about 500,000 motorcycles down there. All right, guys, I'm calling it quits for today. I know you enjoyed this morning's session, so have a blessed rest of your day. And as always, God bless. Thank you very much for showing up this morning. I'll see everyone in the morning. Let's see if we can't get another good day out of this week, but it is Friday. Don't get your confidence too high tomorrow. But maybe we'll get one or two plays. That's all we can ask for. It might happen. So I'll see you guys later, and God bless, and thank you, every one of you. Bye-bye.